Hello everyone, today I will discuss the topic sickle cell disease. So before going into detail, I will discuss the basic concepts of about it. The first point is sickle cell disease is disorder of hemoglobin. And second point is abnormal hemoglobin produced name as hemoglobin S. And the third point is red blood cells which contains abnormal hemoglobin S. They can become sickle shaped when deoxygenated. Means cells will be sickle shaped only when they will be deoxygenated. So we will discuss now the definition of sickle cell disease. Sickle cell disease is common hereditary hemoglobinopathy that occurs primarily in the individuals of African descent. It occurs due to the point mutation in the sixth codon of beta globin genes. Now I will discuss the definition in detail. If we see the definition, there are basic two parts of definition. First is it is common hereditary hemoglobinopathy, and the second part of definition which is we will understand that is it occurs due to the point mutation in the sixth codon of beta globin gene. Now for understanding the hereditary hemoglobinopathy, we will discuss firstly the disorders of hemoglobin. As we know, basically there are two basic disorders of hemoglobin. First one is hemoglobinopathy and the second one is thalassemia. As we know, thalassemia in which there are reduced number of globin chains, but in the hemoglobinopathy there are abnormal chains present in the RBCs. Understanding the second part of the definition, as we say, it occurs due to the point mutation in the sixth codon of beta globin gene. First, we will discuss the hemoglobin types. That in normal there are basically three types: hemoglobin A, hemoglobin A2, and hemoglobin F. In hemoglobin A, there are two alpha globin chains and two beta globin chains. In hemoglobin A2, there are two alpha globin chains and two delta globin chains. In hemoglobin F, there are two alpha globin chains and two gamma globin chains. And as we say in the definition, there are point mutation in the sixth codon of beta globin gene. There is beta globin chain and there will be point mutation, and we say it will be HBS hemoglobin S. For understanding the sixth codon of beta globin gene, we will discuss its simple genetics. At DNA level, as we say, it is a sequence CTC, and in abnormal HBS hemoglobin S, there will be the sequence OCAC. There will be a point mutation of here. There will be replacement of thiamine from adenine. At messenger RNA level, there will be the sequence of GAG and there will be the abnormal sequence of GUG. There will be a point mutation here and there will be replace of adenine from uracil. So it codes for glutamate amino acid, but GUG in abnormal condition it will be codes for amino acid valine. So it happens on the sixth position of beta chains of the hemoglobin. So due to this normal mechanism, the shape of the RBC will be like that, but due to this valine, the shape of RBC will be like that, sickle shaped. Okay. Now we will discuss the types of SCD. First we will talk homozygous and heterozygous terms. Homozygous means same and heterozygous means different types. So first one is sickle cell anemia. It will be homozygous form in which both hemoglobins are HBS. Means first one will be HBS from mother and HBS from father. Second is sickle cell trait, in which heterozygous form with half of being normal and half will be sickle. Means the patient will be carrier, no symptoms will be show. Only symptoms will be show when there is too much hypoxic condition for the patient. So there is an interesting thing for sickle cell trait or carrier patient. This patient or this person will be protected from falciparum malaria. The patient will be protected from falciparum malaria. So we can say sickle cell anemia homozygous, the symptoms will be show, and heterozygous conditions patient will be only carrier, no symptoms will be show. So as we discussed in the previous, there is an abnormal hemoglobin S. So what will be the happen if there will be abnormal hemoglobin S present? So as we discussed, the normal shape of the RBC is circular concave shape. So when there will be hemoglobin S, so its shape will be sickle like this. This sickle like shape will be happen. So what will be happen if this shape happens? So basically there are three problems creates. First one is hemolysis, second one is microvascular occlusion, and the third one is tissue damage. Now I will discuss how hemoglobin S causes hemolysis. So as we know, there is a sickle shape of the hemoglobin S. There are needle shape like hemoglobin present in RBC. So it will damage the cell membrane, which is lipid bilayer. So when it will be leaking cell membrane, there will be the influx of calcium channels to the cell. So there is into the cell. So due to this, there will be some ion channels will be open, and potassium ions will be effluxed from outside the cell. So it will be more viscous, and means it will be more rigid. So when it will circulate in the vessels, it will be rigid, so it will stuck in the blood vessels, so it will be hemolysis. Now we will discuss the clinical features of the sickle cell disease. So there will be the patient will be anemic, swelling of hands and feet, frequent infections, delayed growth, and there will be the vision problems. There are more other related problems of and clinical features of sickle cell disease, which I have discussed simple clinical features which is most commonly seen in the patient. Now I will discuss the diagnosis of the sickle cell disease. For the diagnosis, we can done blood film through which we can see the shape of the RBCs. It is normal or sickle shape. So we can also perform solubility test, CBC, LFTs. LFTs are done for seeing it is maybe hepatomegaly or splenomegaly other term.